Welcome to the Marketing Department LB webinar series, Get Your Marketing in Motion. And the whole series is focused on our team of professionals, each in their own area of expertise, delivering you actionable items that you can act on and get moving in your marketing. The whole idea is you can't steer something that's not in motion. So if you take some simple, actionable steps and just step out and do something, your marketing's in motion. You can begin to tweak your strategy. You can begin to um, uh, you can adjust. You can move ahead and track your results, and your marketing begins to progress. So here you can see our entire series by going to the marketing department, marketingdepartmentlb.com, and you see this link here that says webinars. Click on the webinars link and you'll come to this series page. And we've got, you can see the webinars we've had so far. Tactics to fit your marketing strategy, low-hanging fruit tactics, the power of an effective brand image, creating multiple income streams, take control of your relationship marketing, business systems and automation, the 5-step online review system for business growth. And each of these episodes, webinars, it's about 40-45 minutes, packed with information. And as I said, packed with a few very key actionable items. You listen to the webinar, take notes, you'll find 2 or 3 things that you can do immediately that are low cost, that don't take a lot of preparation, they don't take a lot of training. It's something you can do right now in each of these areas. And today we have Richard Paso of Aardvark Video, and he's the video producer for Marketing Department LV. He's going to present on how to create or update a video marketing strategy for your business. And I just clicked on his link, and you can see Richard actually, he says he has 25 years experience. I think a little later he's going to talk about 50 years experience. I think Richard began when he was 3 years old. But anyway, Richard has been supervising at a major corporation. He continued to follow his passion as a creative, innovative, and ultimately award-winning videographer or video producer. In 1987, he formed the Creators in New York, recognized as one of the top 3 video production companies in the region, with major corporate clients including Verizon, IBM, Mobil Oil, Pepsi, Heineken, New York State, Oracle, QVC, Regional Chamber of Commerce, and many more. And I think Richard actually has produced a Super Bowl commercial. So we're looking at top video talent this morning. And Richard moved to Las Vegas in 2002, forming Aardvark Video, one of the premier video production companies here in Las Vegas. And he serves the convention market and corporate projects and events while acting as president of the Las Vegas Videographers Association. And of course, you can go to the link and see more about Richard. But the point is, Richard's going to take all of his experience this morning, and he is going to give a strategy for creating and distributing video in your marketing in such a way that it's going to give you brand recognition, help you with training videos, help you with product videos, and ultimately help you grow your business. And I'm not going to share anything else at this point because I think we need to turn it over to Richard. But I just want to say a couple things here. Expect to learn how to establish a strong value proposition with a video, how to create a powerful distribution strategy, how to establish the credibility that creates consistent viewer engagement, how to create repeatable training, how to create your story, passion, why you're in business video, how to create a testimonial video, and SEO video visibility for videos. The benefits of attending this webinar are you're going to build credibility and you're going to convert more clients. So expect these valuable things today. And now, Richard, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you. And go ahead and share the screen. Awesome.
Okay, can everybody see this?
Yep.
Okay. This presentation starts with who is David Smith, and I think from what he's already said, you have a good sense of who he is, so we don't have to go over that again. And David listed the webinars that have occurred and the ones that are due to come about. So here's a screen to show you that, and of course it's recorded, so you'll be able to use it for reference. And he talked a little bit about me. And one of the key things about what we do here and what makes us a little bit different than many of the video companies that do video is that I worked for a major corporation managing on a corporate-wide basis. And if anybody is ever involved with a large business, you recognize it's not easy to get things done. You have to understand corporate cultures. You have to understand what people are trying to accomplish. And understanding that type of thing gives us a huge advantage in understanding the business goals and achieving the client objectives that a client might want to do with video. 55 years managing, how does that work? Well, very quickly, I was commuting 4 hours a day to New York City, and I didn't want to do that forever. So in 1987, I started developing an exit plan. I formed a part-time video business. I had people working for me full-time at that point. And by the time I was ready to retire in 1995, it was a seamless transition. I had the business there waiting for me. Why Las Vegas? Well, I grew up in Florida and I hated cold weather, and we had a lot of it in New York. Plus, both our sons lived on the West Coast. I thought that looking at the Strip, there would be a great deal of media sophistication. But when I first came out here in 2002, unlike New York, where everything was done with video, internal communication, external marketing, training, everything, out here they weren't doing much video. YouTube, Facebook, that stuff hadn't really developed yet. So what we started to do is we gravitated a good portion of our business to the trade show market, and we do a lot of that. We, of course, do the business videos, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. These are some of our clients, and I don't need to show you that kind of stuff. Here's the low-hanging fruit, tactics to fit your strategy. And what I want to say about this is that people do a lot of things to grow their business. They do email campaigns, they do calls, they do all this outbound marketing is what I call it, trying to convince people to buy what they're selling. Well, with video, it's more inbound marketing. If you do your SEO correctly, and if you have a message that resonates with people, people are going to come to you. So video is the low-hanging fruit. And David mentioned you can't steer something that's not in motion. And what I want to say about this is that often people don't want to try something new. They're scared to try something new. And they're not getting any results, but they don't do anything different. And that's like the definition of insanity, doing the same thing and expecting something different. And do things. If you've made mistakes in the past, don't worry about it. Plan what to do better in the future and just do it. Get the ball moving. And we hope after watching this webinar, if you aren't using it already, you'll be convinced video should be in your business growth plans. Okay, I alluded to this type of thing, but now I'm going to be more specific. First, there was print for marketing, yellow pages, mailers, newspapers. Then there was email, then texting. Is it just me, or are these not as effective as they used to be? And the question, well, the answer is they aren't. But why is this so? And the answer is the target audience didn't ask to be contacted and may not be interested when you reach out to them. But video is effective because people look for information from video content. With proper SEO, you can be found, and with a message that gives the viewers what they want, they come to you. They find you. You don't have to shotgun. I compare it to fishing. You can be in a boat and cast a line over the side of the boat, like sending email, and hope the fish are hungry. And with video, the hungry fish are just going to come to you. And now what we're going to do is we're going to look at marketing statistics and trends, which show how video is effective and really growing in leaps and bounds. This is a video that was made a few years ago, and we're going to start with that.
Maybe you have not realized the huge impact videos can make for your business, and so you have not decided to use it yet. You're not alone. The reason why a lot of people fail to get benefit from the power of video marketing nowadays is that they simply don't know how to do it the right way. Or even worse, they've not decided yet to do it at all. With using video marketing correctly, you can give your business a big boost. You can considerably grow your army of potential clients. You can instantly interact with your new and existing clients. Imagine the opportunity to apply the same strategies that gurus use, strategies that might influence your video marketing efforts instantly. If you are one of those who has not yet decided to use videos for marketing, then I'm about to tell you something that will definitely open your eyes. Did you know that every day 100 million internet users watch an online video? 75% of users visit the marketer's website after viewing a video. 96% of consumers find videos helpful for making online purchase decisions. 93% of marketers are using video in their campaigns. Videos are shared 1,200% more than links and text posts combined. Video with email marketing can increase click-through rates by more than 90%. Having video on the landing page of your site makes it 53% more likely to show up on page 1 of Google. 73% say they are more likely to purchase after watching a video that explains the products. An average user spends 16 minutes and 49 seconds watching online video ads every month. The enjoyment of video ads increases purchase intent by 97% and brand association by 139%. More than 1 billion unique users visit YouTube each month. 75% of executives watch work-related videos on business websites at least once in a week. 80% of your online visitors watch a video while only 20% actually read content. 72 hours of video are uploaded to YouTube every minute. Visitors stayed 78% longer on websites that used video than the websites that did not use video. Imagine targeting thousands and even millions of people with the power of video from any niche and market of your choice.
Okay, moving on. That was made a few years ago, and now I have some statistics that are a little bit more current, and we're going to show some of them. Daily video consumption, 5 billion videos. Facebook alone, 100 million hours. And look at what's happening with mobile video viewing and streaming. It's just ballooning. This is what people are doing when they're online. Social video. You build trust with testimonial videos. And digital video advertising is exploding. And if you read this and go down to the bottom, you can see that it's a preferred method for millennials. Video does an awful lot for a lot of things. And this was a quote, "The way we do anything is the way we do everything," from Martha Beck. The quality of your video is indicative of the quality of everything you do. And here's a shameless plug for us. We are a professional video production company. And we say, if you really want video to look good, maybe you want to do it professionally. Just reasons, kind of categorizing why to use video. And that last bullet there is pretty easy because we've shown that people want to see, not just read. Today, we'll talk about how to grow your business with video. Moving on. Video is the low-hanging fruit, the most bang for the buck. Can everybody see, based on the statistics and trends, how it leans towards this? I hear no answers, but I'm assuming you agree with me.
Definitely, Richard.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we talked about inbound traffic as opposed to going out looking for business. Why put all your money towards print or other advertising that people try to sell you? And people call me every day trying to sell us stuff that it's really outbound marketing. And it's like sending a shotgun blast out there and hoping you hit something. And what we're going to do is just a little bit of an illustration here. I'm going to show you some text, and then I'm going to show you video. That text is the narration, and you tell me which is more effective. I'll give you a little bit of time to read this. Okay, and this is part of a Kickstarter campaign we did for an inventor that put this together.
Let me tell you a little bit about this intelligent device. By providing time and safety in the event of an emergency, Smoke Shield protects you and your loved ones. If escape becomes impossible during a fire, Smoke Shield essentially turns a closet or a small space into a safe room. It provides clean, breathable oxygen, more time to provide a safe escape, and it shows emergency responders where your loved ones are in the home. The system provides up to an hour of breathable air to allow time for rescue.
And we did a bunch of videos for that campaign, but you know, obviously the video is so much better and it aids understanding so much more than trying to read it. This is something that kills me. I'll go to an event and people will say, well, what do you do? And I'll say, well, we produce video. And these are business people. And they answer, oh, do you do weddings? And I cringe because they have no concept of the way video can help their business. And it's just that they've never been exposed to it, what it can do. So I'm going to show you some general categories of business video first. A value proposition, what's in it for the viewer? And if your video is a value proposition video, what you're going to do is you're going to identify problems and needs that your viewer has, and you're going to show how your product and service satisfies or solve those problems, and then you're going to have a call to action at the end. These next two are kind of related. It's really social media. Not everybody, when they watch your video, is ready to buy. They may just be thinking about something, so they're doing a little research. But if you engage them and you keep them engaged, they're going to know where to go when they're ready to buy. And the same with brand awareness. You're going to get your message out there. You're going to be known as the expert in the area, and people are going to come to you when they're ready to buy. Train effectively. Well, you know, out here, people do mentoring, they do live presentations, all kinds of things. And often it's not the same message every time. They forget things, they make mistakes, and then they lament, damn, I wish I had said that, I wish I had said this, whatever. Well, with video, you get the same message put out there effectively every single time, and it motivates your, and if you do it correctly, you can make your, you can motivate your employees to do exactly what you want them to do. Do-it-yourself video has a place and can be very effective, and we're going to talk about things you can do to make that better. And professional video production provides a better message, and we'll show you how that occurs, and we'll show you what goes into professional video production. And what I always say is, unless somebody's been involved with professional video production, they can't really understand what goes into it. They can't conceptualize it, and they can't understand how many hours it really takes. These are some of the types and uses of video, and I just really ran out of space, or I could have kept going forever. Interviews, product demos, company news, blogs, events, presentations, internal and external training, even sports, fundraising, website headers. We have a video website header on our website. If I have time, I'll show you. We've done a lot of videos for nonprofit fundraising, and I could tell you all kinds of stories about that. Commercials, online TV, and reviews. Debbie, do you want to talk for a second about what you do with video?
Sure, I would love to. Thank you. So what we do here, we're a reputation management company, and we help companies get more online reviews and feedback by doing email marketing campaigns and text messaging campaigns. And then one of the things we like to do is, with this feedback we receive, is we like to share it online on social media. So we make review images and review videos. So our videos are semi-custom reviews to highlight the good things that our clients, customers are saying about their businesses. We kind of like to bring them to life, we say, in these videos. So they're kind of simple. They're not totally elaborate, but we have a spokesmodel. We take images of the person's business so it's familiar. We introduce the company, introduce the feedback they're about to hear. And then we highlight the video on the screen, kind of what Richard was showing before. The difference between just showing, what?
I'm going to show it.
Oh, okay, great. But really quick, so we show the words and we also add audio to it to add to what Richard said. So people are not just wanting to read, so we bring it to life with the audio. And then we close it with the call to action.
All right, let's go there. Here's one of Debbie's videos.
When everyone is happy, that means we've done our job. And when they write to tell us they're impressed, we're excited to share the great news. We hope you enjoyed this fantastic review.
The Aardvark video team was brilliant. Each person contributed so much to the day, and I felt very looked after. The footage was great, and I would absolutely recommend them to anyone looking for a professional video production.
We want you to experience the best service possible, and at the same time, we would like to earn a 5-star review from you. Feel free to contact us at the number on your screen. We're glad you had a chance to check us out today, and we're looking forward to chatting with you soon.
Ta-da.
Wow, so there's something that maybe nobody thought about, how video can be used, and Debbie provides it. Katie, are you on this on webinar? Okay, well, if Katie is a member of the marketing department, LV. I was going to let her talk about social media aspects. But you can watch all this for a second, and for a few seconds, I mean, you can have your own channel, LinkedIn videos. We do a lot of live streaming, entertainment, email marketing, all kinds of things you can do. And of course, over here, it just goes on, and we've only scratched the surface. I don't want to spend the whole presentation talking about that, what can be done. Some success stories that I wanted to talk about. Las Vegas window tinting. When we first moved out here, I had my windows tinted. And the technician was in here, and he saw some of the videos we were playing, and he said, you know, I wonder if you can help us with a video. And what their process was the technician would come in, he'd measure your windows, and he'd give you a quote, and you'd either say yay or nay. And his close rate was around 30%. About a third of the people that he visited had window tinting. So what we did is we produced a video that showed why Las Vegas window tinting was better than their competition. The material they were using, the training that they put their crews through, the process, how it actually occurred, the results. Like if you look over here, I don't know if you can see it, this is an ultraviolet meter, and a window without the window tinting was reading 44, and once the window tinting was put in, it was down to 0.2. So once they started showing this video, and the way it would occur is they'd come in, they'd give the client the video to watch while they were measuring the windows, and by the time they were finished, their close rate changed from 60 to close to 80%. And I took the 60 because I didn't want to brag. But just by using this video, their close rate went from 30% to over 60%. I like this one, Bracelet Buddy. There was a couple of inventors that lived near me in New York, and they came up with this little device which lets you put a bracelet on with one hand. And they tried to get it on QVC. And they sent pictures, they sent write-ups, they sent all kinds of stuff. And QVC didn't give them the time of day. So they came to us, we made a 2-minute video, sent it to QVC. The next day after QVC got it, they called these people and they put the product on QVC. They sold tens, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of units. And it was all due to this video. Top Chef. This was somebody that wanted to be in the Top Chef contest. And in order to do that, he had to create a video resume. So he came to us and we recorded his story and him doing some cooking and provided him a video resume. Well, he got to the last cut to get on Top Chef and he didn't make it. But what he did is he used that resume to look for other work, and he tripled his income just using that video we produced for him. The states of New York, the states of Nevada, Corp, CME, continuing medical education, Rincon, Coney, many, many more. In New York, when you build a building, the people that are putting in the equipment have to provide training on how you operate and maintain that equipment. And in the 1990s, while I was there, they were building a lot of prisons. And the prisons were very site specific. In other words, there were equipment in each prison that was different than other prisons. And because there were transfers and attrition, they had to train the correctional officers how to operate the equipment for that prison. Because if they didn't do it right, well, you know, doors would open and people would be walking out. So we did a lot of training for that. We did training for the state of New York, and I'll show you some of that. Some for the Attorney General's office on understanding domestic violence perspectives. We did some training for the Assembly, how to work in committees for Corp. They were opening a new facility at the state line, and they were hiring a lot of people, and they didn't want anybody to get killed. So they needed to have videos to train people on the new equipment. For CME, we had a company that would fly us all over the world, and we would record their continuing medical education seminars. They would have a live audience there, but they would have us record it and live stream it, and we'd produce DVD sets and online files. And like one of the projects, they sent us to Puerto Rico for 4 or 5 days. It cost them $30,000 for us. They earned $300,000 on what we produced for them. We do a lot of work for the Lion Habitat Ranch to help their fundraising, and we've helped their gate receipts to support feeding and caring for the animals go up 20% year over year for the past 3 years. And there's so many more, large and small. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to show some examples. And as you watch the examples, think about what category or categories the video falls into and how it shows solving problems, satisfying needs, engaging, training, or a combination. So let me jump out of here. And I have all these I can start with, and because I can do it, what I'm going to do is maybe start with us. This was a demo we put together probably about 12 years ago. And you tell me how it fits into the categories that I'm showing off to the side here.
Aardvark Video has more than 20 years of experience producing training videos and support materials for corporations and government agencies throughout the United States. Video is an exceptionally effective training device because it delivers a message in a concise, consistent, perfectly correct, and emotionally stimulating manner without the personnel cost and delivery errors commonly occurring when training is provided by an instructor. In addition, they can be delivered online to a much larger and remote audience than could be scheduled for live presentations. We have produced numerous training videos on subjects ranging from employee benefits to equipment usage, work processes, understanding domestic violence, numerous continuing medical education projects, and much more. We understand training theory and how to put together a message that teaches and is retained. We make the process easy for you by spending the time to thoroughly understand your needs and your company culture and guiding the process through every step from concept to completion. And just because you may not be the biggest company doesn't mean that you won't get the same great service and knowledge. From a small budget to a major production, your vision becomes our vision. To learn more about how a training video can help you achieve your training goals, take a look at the information in the training page on this website. Give us a call or email us for a no-obligation free brainstorming session and free quote.
Okay, you're identifying a problem, you're showing how you can solve it, and what we're doing is having a call to action at the end. This is another value proposition. This is a bus tour company, and what they wanted was a video to show people when they first get on the bus. So let me show you this.
Welcome to National Park Express, your partner for memorable, customizable vacation experiences in the Southwest, visiting some of the most amazing destinations on the planet. National Park Express operates a modern fleet of luxury motor coaches that can accommodate up to 2,000 travelers per day. With a 24-hour bus terminal in Las Vegas and satellite locations throughout our network, we provide guests the support they need to travel safely and comfortably. Book your hotel near national park areas. Las Vegas shows. With over 25 years of experience, National Park Express has a reputation for excellence, providing fun, efficient, and reliable service. Enjoy your custom adventure with National Park Express.
Okay, and we're going to move quickly through different types. David used about 7 minutes of my presentation in the beginning, so we're going to show you something. This was for an online show that Doc Phineas produces. You see him on Porn Stars all the time.
Hi, I'm Doc Phineas, and I'm out here with my friend Jenny Paso, and we're on a photo safari at the Lion Habitat Ranch off the famous Las Vegas Strip, believe it or not. And we're here with 34 lions, right?
Yes.
Jenny? Wow, it's amazing. And we also have emus, and we have ostriches, and we have Ozzy the giraffe who you can feed. So bring the whole family out and enjoy the fabulous Lion Habitat Ranch.
And I just want to remind you too, Doc, that Ozzy the giraffe paints. He's the only giraffe in the world that paints with a brush.
Oh, wow, I want to buy one of those paintings.
He's for real.
Well, hey, bring the whole family out here and come out to Lion Habitat Ranch right off the Las Vegas Strip, and you'll have a blast. Let's go.
Let's go, Doc.
Here we go. All right.
Whoa.
Woo. So,
where for a few
yoga at the...
like, I mean, I feel like.
Then at the end, we had a call to action for a lion yoga that we were going to have out there. Let's see if I can get there.
Very soon we're going to have a very special event. And those of you who know I am a yoga teacher of many years, we are going to have yoga at the Lion Habitat Ranch. So you must come and join us on October the 12th. We're going to be doing it right in this area, and you can see Bentley right there behind me. Ozzy the giraffe will be there with us, and you can get your tickets today at lionhabitatanranch.org and come and join us for a fabulous evening of yoga here in the safari.
And we had 95 people that showed up for that yoga. Let's look at Molly Corp real quick. This was training on a process.
To perform service or maintenance. This individual is typically the operator or owner of the equipment. The authorized employee, an individual that has been identified as an agent of the company and administrator of the Lotto program. This person is a delegate of the department manager and often a shift supervisor. And also the servicing representative. A maintenance worker, contractor or operator whose job requires performance of service, maintenance, or installation of machines or equipment in material processing areas. You also became familiar with the devices and forms used, the locks and tags, the work order job card, the lock and blind identificative, and the authorized employee, in this case, the shift supervisor, need to confirm that the pump has been de-energized and will not start. From the control room, the process representative attempts to start the pump on the computer. Because it has been locked out and power shut down, it will not start. The authorized employee verifies that the pump did not start. In addition, he must verify that all proper valves have been locked out. Next, he records the identity and the breaker on the tags and place the locks and tags back into the lockout station, are in place to protect you, the worker. All Molycorp employees and contractors are responsible for proper implementation. If you need to implement a lockout tagout and need a refresher or have questions, both the PowerPoint and this video are available for review.
Okay, so that was one kind of training. Here is something that is really a tearjerker. The Attorney General's office felt that prosecuting attorneys didn't really understand the mindset of victims, of abusers, or really what was going on. They couldn't understand why victims couldn't leave, and they needed to understand this better. So the state hired us to make a video on all the different perspectives that victims, abusers, subject matter experts, law enforcement had on domestic violence, and I'll show you some of it.
Domestic violence doesn't get better every day. Domestic violence gets worse. Abusers are not going to stop abusing, and it's going to escalate instead of de-escalate. And eventually, this could end up in a murder just like my sister's. It could end up with another victim losing their lives.
I'm Brett Kent, Executive Director of the Nevada Advisory Council for Prosecuting Attorneys. Victims of domestic violence comprise the largest crime victim category in the state of Nevada. Because domestic violence is a crime that is significantly underreported, the actual incidence of domestic violence is much higher. The goal of this video is to help you gain a better understanding of how the pattern of violence originates and progresses. Hopefully, this knowledge will assist you as a criminal justice professional in preventing further violence. Let's start with some basic information on domestic violence. Domestic violence is by nature unique from any other crime in that it
kid. You become more comfortable with each other, and now I get to open up and I get to reveal a little bit of myself to this person, right? Let's see how they're going to react to it, right? As the tensions build up, as whether it be monetary, whether it be emotional, whatever the tensions that begin to build.
From that point, it goes into a search on their part, a search to find the mental or the emotional weakness to start that control inside.
We were together 14 years, and as the years got on, he got progressively more and more violent.
Suddenly, you don't even know what's going on. One minute they'll tell you, well, don't fix your hair that way, fix it this way. Or don't wear those clothes, wear this clothes, and stuff like that. And don't talk that way, talk this way. I don't know, just little.
Pretty cool stuff. More training, presentations.
Thank you all for coming. My name is Shimon Lewis. This is a training session on cable networks, video delivery, and data services. So the way I like to keep it is, you guys can interrupt me at any time to ask a question. I don't want things to be, misunderstood or something to be left on the table. So if there are any questions, please feel free. Folks on the phone, please feel free to interrupt me and, ask a question, and I'll do my best to explain it. So with that, I'm going to jump right in and get started. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about.
Okay, and what we do is we can combine the PowerPoint with the speaker, and it can be live streamed. We've done a lot of that. Here's something that is your typical value proposition, where a guy's going to talk about how his business he's going to identify problems and talk about how he solves them.
Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Joseph DiMaria, founder and president of Americana Safety. Our firm has been in business since 1996, providing companies with safety consulting and trial attorneys with court-qualified expert witnesses in 30 practice area specialties. We have more than 25 qualified associates in our offices nationwide, ready to assist you with our professional services and expertise. In need of a safety compliance professional? Then look no further than Americana Safety. We strive to provide cost-effective solutions that combine your short and long-term goals. Not being safety compliant and prepared for an OSHA inspection is not an option. Our experienced consultants perform workplace safety compliance audits and training nationwide to give companies the peace of mind that they will protect their workforce and pass an OSHA inspection. From these compliance audits, we've saved businesses millions of dollars in potential penalties. Or, if you've already been visited and cited by OSHA, we'll help provide remediation efforts to mitigate any citations and reduce any fines levied. Discuss a safety situation.
Now we're going to go to the call to action.
Have any doubts about your workplace safety compliance or need a proven court-qualified expert witness? Contact our office today at 888-339-8540. You'll be glad.
Okay, that's typical, where you've identified a problem, you've shown the solution, and you've got a call to action. I'm going to speed up a little bit now, going back to PowerPoint. And as we finish the slides, if anybody wants to stay with us, I'm going to go into a lot more examples where you can see different types of videos. Did you see how these categories down at the bottom came into play with some of these examples?
Definitely. Thanks, Richard.
Okay, now we're going to talk about do-it-yourself video and give you some hints on how to make that better. Terrible sound is the most common mistake I see when people use their cell phone or a tablet. And it's real easy to solve. There's so many products you can find on Amazon where you can get a wired or wireless mic. And there's apps like, for a Mac, we have Movie Pro that while you're recording, it lets you monitor the sound to be certain that you're getting good sound. We see exposure and color errors that people just leave the camera on automatic, and with a good app you can adjust all this. And we see shaky motion, pans all over the place, and that's just not good video. And what they often do is they start in the middle of a sentence because the people that they're recording didn't realize they weren't recording yet. And what we tell people is position your cell phone or your tablet and just hold it steady for 5 seconds before somebody starts talking. And keep it recording 5 seconds after you're finished so that there's space to put an introduction, fade in, fade out. And we see a lot of lack of pre-planning and no continuity shot to shot, that what they put together is just disjointed. and there's no goal. There's no call to action. You watch the video and you say, what am I supposed to do now? Testimonial video. Testimonials are a potent convincer because it shows satisfaction with your product or service and helps people identify being in the same situation with the same problem or needs. You should use B-roll to make your message more understandable. Say it, show it. And our videos, if somebody says something, we're not going to just leave them on camera. We're going to show what they're talking about so that you don't have to figure out what that is. It's there. And this you see all the time on TV, but it may not have sunk in because on TV it's generally done right. There are two general positions for an interviewee to be facing. They're either talking to the camera because they're talking to the audience, or they're talking to an interviewer. And there's the rule of thirds. The subject should always be facing into the frame if looking off camera. It just has to look right. And I'm going to show you some things now that look right, and I'm going to explain how one of them doesn't look right at all. Proper placement of a subject. Let's start with this center one. He's talking to his audience. He's looking right at his audience. Over here on the right, he's talking to an interviewer that's off camera. But you can see he's looking at the interviewer. And it looks correct because he's talking into the frame. Can you see that, everybody?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, now look at this one over here to the left. He's talking to the camera, and I'm going to show you his video if we have time. And it looks correct for a video image, but do you see how it looks incorrect for this PowerPoint frame? Because to be correct for this PowerPoint frame, he should be over here and looking into the frame. Does this make sense?
Yes, yes. Point him to the center.
Right, right. And this is a mistake that people make all the time when they're recording testimonials. Preparing your subject's appearance. When I see somebody on camera and their hair is messed up, or they have spinach on their teeth, something like that, it drives me nuts because you as the videographer need to be taking a look outside of the camera at what the camera is seeing. And these are just some of the suggestions we make. And the most important thing on this screen is have your subject paraphrase rather than just answering a question. Okay, now I'm going to let David talk about a few slides that we have for him. We're going to start with the first 5. So David, let's hear a little bit about this.
Okay, when you have a video on YouTube, it doesn't help if nobody can find it. It's like being all dressed up and no place to go. So the first thing you want to do is, even before you optimize your title or optimize anything, check your competitors' videos. Look at the keywords that they use and then select a focus key phrase. Now you're going to want to put that in the title and always have your key phrase at the beginning of wherever you're putting it. The beginning of your title, the beginning of your video description. And by the way, on your video description, have a link back to your website. Optimize the tags. Every video has tags. These are tags that people use to search for videos. So you can use as many tags as you want. but the important thing is that you have tags so people can find your video. And I mentioned use your competitors' keywords, find the video keywords. And another thing is, the fifth thing is upload a custom thumbnail. Now, YouTube will throw out some portion of the video as the thumbnail, but it doesn't always look great. So upload a custom thumbnail, make it look more professional. Okay, those are the first 5. The second is step up the production value, and you see the value of the production quality of what Richard has shared. The greater the production value, people look at that video and they think, well, if this video is produced so great, then the business must be operated with the same quality. Share your video on social media. Send it to your email list. So push that video out. Don't just wait for people to find it on YouTube. Review the watch time. On the left menu, there are video analytics in YouTube on your channel. And so you want to look at the watch time of your videos. If you see people leaving your videos early, then ask yourself, okay, when are they leaving? And look at that point and then think, maybe my video is too long. Maybe, it lagged a bit. People will just jump to the next thing if they reach a point where they're not getting value. Okay, and then finally, encourage people to subscribe. In every video, YouTube has end screens, and you put up text and have your contact information, and also put a little button there for subscribing to your channel. Because once people subscribe to your channel, then every time you post a video on that channel, they're going to get a notification that, hey, there's a new video on this channel. And so that's going to increase your viewership. So these, I had like 26 strategies for optimizing your video. These are the top 10 I pulled from those 26.
Okay, and we're going to move right over to those, and we're going to talk about YouTube ranking. And here's the first 10 kind of that David talked about, the next groups. And David, is there anything you want to add with these?
Well, I'm just, what popped out is number 21, add some suspense. If you watch the daily news, they're always saying, well, this great story is coming up. So you watch a little more news, then there's an ad, then they say, this great story is coming up. You watch a little more news, then an ad, and finally, at the end of the news broadcast, the great story comes up. But what it's done is it has held you for the whole news broadcast. And so you can do the same thing with your video. Give them a reason to stay on your video, promising that some great revelation is going to occur at the end of this video. So add suspense to all of your videos.
Okay. And here we are with what we showed early in this presentation. And now we're going to talk a little bit about what goes into professional video production. And this is very important. Working with a video professional is like working with a business consultant who will see things you don't, can offer input, and be able to help you design a message to motivate the viewer to take the action you want. And often I'll talk to somebody when they're going to make a video, and I'll ask them, what's your competitive advantage? And they'll say something like, well, we do good work. And I'll say, well, when a customer comes to you, they expect that you're going to do good work. That doesn't really show what makes you different. Or they'll say, we have 40 years of experience. But instead of saying we have 40 years of experience that gives us the opportunity to solve any problem we run across because we've seen it before and we knew the solution, they think just having 40 years of experience is an advantage.
Hey, Richard, I'm wondering if we could, we're at the hour, so I'm wondering if we could pause just for a moment for questions. And then after people have had an opportunity to ask any questions, then let's give them an opportunity to leave if they need to, and then continue on.
Okay, any questions? Okay, no questions.
You had your chance.
Okay. One of the items that we run into all the time is people don't understand the difference between a video production company and hiring a freelancer. A freelancer is basically a technician. They're going to show up with a camera. When you hire a video production company, they're going to be involved with the planning. They're going to provide the supervision, the execution, and the follow-up. If we're going to be involved with the trade show, we're going to find out how the stage is lit. We're going to talk to the AV people, get the connectivity to their systems. We're going to do all the planning that we need to do ahead of time to make it work. A technician, a freelancer, he's just going to show up. And it's so difficult for people to conceptualize what goes into professional video that we're going to show you something, a lot of that. But for even a short 3-minute video, there's like tens of hours between the planning, shooting, and editing. Here's the 3 phases of video production: pre-production, production, and post-production. Let's go into pre-production. And when you're planning it, often there's different iterations, because the more you go into it with a client, more ideas surface and the direction changes often. And these are some of the things that you want to include in the planning. What message are you trying to get across to what specific audience? What type of problems does the video solve, or what needs does it satisfy for the viewer? And if you don't have this, why would they be interested in it? You're trying to give them something that's going to solve a problem for them. And here's some of the items that go into the planning. And this is all before a camera ever shows up and turns on. A lot of people think that you just show up and you turn on a camera and that's how you create a video. No, there's all kinds of planning. And unless people have been through the process, it's very difficult for them to conceptualize it just by talking about it. And does the project require a script? And I'm going to show you what people often give us. This is a practice on the left. And on the right, it's a script that shows what the video is going to be, what the audio is going to be. And it also shows in the third column where it's going to be shot. For example, PR means pump room, CR means control room, because when you shoot the video, you don't shoot it in the sequence that it's really going to be shown. You sort by this column and you shoot everything that's in this room first. And people don't realize that. Now we're into the production phase. On a professional shoot, there'll be crew members responsible for camera operations, lighting equipment, sound, makeup, directing the action to be certain any planned scenes transition properly. This is called continuity. Like if taking that lotto video, if the scene with somebody is on with their hand, their right hand on the pump for one shot, when that shot ends, the shot that follows them in the script, that right hand has to be in that same place. Or if the left hand is there, that's a continuity error. So you have to be certain when you're shooting that there's continuity. And as you're going through that shot list, somebody is going to be writing down the time code of the best shots that you shot. So when you get to editing later, you'll already have identified those. And you're going to be sure that all required shots are recorded. If there are action takes involved, no matter how simple, numerous takes may be required till the proper shot and timing is accomplished. And I underline timing because often people, when they're doing videos themselves, they don't realize if you're saying something, the action has to time to what you're saying. So if you're saying, take this lever and move it to the left, you have to move that lever to the left the right amount of time as the way you're talking about it. So what you actually do when you're shooting this is you say the script line and people are doing the actions as you're saying it, particularly if they're going from one action to another and it's a continuous shot. And depending on the type of shoot plan, many other options may be needed. And here's just a few of them: teleprompters, drones, gyms, dollies, specialized lighting. We do all of this. Post-production, this is the editing phase. Selected takes are digitized, trimmed, and put together on a timeline within editing software. Animations, graphics, voiceovers, music, color correction, etc. are put into place. And again, the editing phase is very time intensive. And what I did is I took a 5-minute video and I just counted the number of video and audio items that were in it. And there were 800 items that had to be selected, trimmed, color corrected, audio corrected, a music track developed, and all that put into this video. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just very quickly show you this video so you can get a sense of how that worked.
Hello everyone, my name is Morris Peterson. I'm with Ashbury Precision Ordnance Manufacturing from Ruckersville.
Okay, and what you saw first, you saw animations. Now you've got live recording. You've got a lower third animation that we made.
Virginia, and welcome to the 2014 SHOT Show. This week we're here in Las Vegas.
You've got B-roll, what he said, you're showing.
We've had a wonderful media day on the range where we've had opportunities to shoot our 300 Win Mag and 338 short barrel guns with Ruag ammunition and our new Savage M10s, 308 FCPs, and the exciting new SVS chassis.
Hi, you see how that B-roll works? Now we're going to go to that girl.
It's badass. Who wouldn't want that?
Creme de la creme of bolt action chassis.
I own one of these and I love it. Everybody to a man has just basically raved about the system.
Best rifle that's out there. Damn, I want one.
I want one.
I wish I had one.
It's badass. Who wouldn't want that?
You're looking for a precision long-range rifle. You want to get...
Okay, you get the idea how much goes into producing a video.
Wow, 700 you said.
800, over 800.
800, oh my gosh.
Okay. This is the contact information for both David and for me. And here again is a shameless plug. If you have a video not performing well, give us a call and perhaps we can help that video bring you better results. If you have an idea for a video, bring that idea to us and we'll look at how we can create a powerful video to help grow your business. David, do you want to add anything to this?
Sure, I'll add one more thing, is that the slides are going to appear on the webinar replay page. And so you can go through those slides slowly. We breezed through them due to our time constraints. So you can take it at your own pace. And then I'm going to create a PowerPoint download. And you can get that download from Richard. So you can get the whole presentation by PDF that you can go through at your convenience also. But the point is that there's a ton of actionable items in this webinar that Richard has presented today. I encourage you to select 2 or 3 actionable items and go ahead and plan to have a video for your business. And remember that the statistics Richard shared, he shared businesses that started out with a 30% close rate, ended up with a video with an 80% close rate. So wow, having a video is really time and cost effective when you think of how many clients you'll be able to close with a great video. Thank you so much, Richard.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just give you a little bit more on the marketing department, LV. These are some of the members, and they've all got a specialty. And there's a second page. And again, all this will be on the content that you can get to. You can pause on anything you want. And here's the next webinar coming up on the 19th with Tori Jones, our web marketing person. And again, you can pause on any of these. And here's the schedule, and all of these are on the Marketing LV website. You can, going under testimonials, you can see the ones that have occurred, and you can go to the ones that are planned for the future. And that takes us to questions at the end. We'll take questions, and if there aren't any questions, if anybody wants to stay on, David could tell me if there are people staying on. I can go through a lot more examples to show you different types of videos that you can use to really help you grow your business. Are there any questions?
Richard, there was so much content. What you did is you encapsulated all your years of experience into this presentation. So if we take advantage of this, wow, it's going to save us a lot of trouble, a lot of mistakes, a lot of redos, just by looking at these tips that you've given us. And definitely, if you want a powerful video that you're going to use over and over again on your website, in your social media, on your e-blasts, in all of your marketing, definitely contact Richard, because he can create such a video, and much more reasonably than you may expect.
Okay, does anybody want to see more examples? For example, this is an interview. This is engaging again. This is social media. And we have training videos. We have value propositions. David,
looks like Stan might have a comment or a question. Stan, okay, did you want to?
No, my comment was that is that I think we're good. I think that the all of what you've shown has been fantastic, and there's probably millions of examples that you could show, but I don't need to see other videos.
Okay. Anybody else?
Debbie, Tori, any comments, questions?
I have a comment. The presentation was fabulous, and I've talked to Richard before about the videos he produces, and it is amazing how much goes into it. Like he said, 800 follow-up items to correct color and editing. it's just amazing that what goes into it, and he does provide it reasonably. It's a lot of work. The script writing that goes into it. I've tried to produce little videos myself, and it's hard.
Thank you, Debbie. Anybody else? Damn, I really wanted to show some videos. I'm disappointed.
You showed a lot of videos. What are you talking about? So, you know what? I echo what Debbie said, though, with regard to, creating and producing video. I had this conversation with Richard when I went out to visit him, that it is way more difficult than people think. And there's so much more involved in it. People realize, with the martial arts school, I had a couple of videos that were professionally produced, and I did tons of our own videos that we did, and learned a lot with doing all of those. But when I had somebody come in to actually professionally produce some of the videos we did, it blew my mind as to how much more detail they got into than what I expected with the whole thing. So so I totally appreciate what it is that people like Richard and his company and what his team does. It's absolutely amazing. And once you start editing and trying to put the pieces together, you figure out really quickly that it's not all that easy to do.
Absolutely.
And not having professional equipment, oh my gosh, it just makes a gigantic difference there. So anyway.
Stan, let me show you one more video, and I'll just tell you that this took over a week of editing. Actually, it was closer to 2 weeks just to edit this with all kinds of animations. Let me just show you this.
Power, the one and only brand, serving the power and energy industry. Across print, digital, and events for over 136 years.
And I wanted to make one more point on this. This was 7 iterations, okay? Because what happened is the client started with a script that they gave us, and we executed it. And then they came back 6 more times with changes that they wanted. So this was basically just editing. We had shot a lot of this stuff earlier, but it took, I think, between a week and 2 weeks worth of editing to produce this. 8 hours a day. Any other comments?
Richard, why don't you move it back to the contact screen so that we have that at the very end. It's just a few screens up on your left.
Yeah, let me go there.
At the very top.
Yeah, let me go there.
Oh, okay. Right at the top. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, leave that there. And so definitely feel free to contact Richard or myself if you're interested in utilizing any of our marketing department professionals, from SEO to web design to reputation management, PR. You can go to marketing department, LB, and .com and look at the team page, and you can see all our team members, and each of these have experience and their own business, but we integrate our work together to provide powerful marketing for your business. So anyway, contact myself, contact Richard, and experience some powerful marketing.